I was with my mom in the car. Somebody came knock on the window, and my mom handed them $5. And I was like, Mom, why are you giving them money? Because they're gonna just use it for drugs. And she goes, well, when you offer somebody something, what they decide to do is up to them. All you could control is the offering that you're offering to somebody. The population that we work with is the highest at risk of shooting a gun or getting shot at. They can't even leave their block without getting shot. They can't even get a job because how are they gonna get from point A to point B? So they're stuck. They're stuck in that radius that they're in, and the only thing that they know is probably violence.
So what does it take to be a Roca youth worker on the front line? One is that you believe in what's possible in the work and the young person. You have to understand that you can't fix people. People can't be fixed. And you have to love young people who really aren't too thrilled with you a lot of the times.
They need help and support. And you can't be judgmental in the way you approach the work, because then it becomes about you. There's never enough time. You always want to do more, and you always want to spend as much time as you can with the young person, but you have a caseload. A day-to-day is like, you could see like there's nobody in the office. There shouldn't be anybody in the office because our work is out there on the streets. We meet the young person where they're at. If they're not responding, the more you don't respond, the more we're gonna go after you, because we know that if I have a relationship with you and all of a sudden you stop responding to me, we'll go check in with probation. We'll be relentless with your friends, your grandmother, your girlfriend, where you hang out at if you're not showing up.
One of the things that I learned early on here is just asking questions, asking ourselves questions, but also, especially in this work, asking the young people questions.
CBT stands for Cognitive Behavior Therapy. I'd like to say teaching. When I first started doing this kind of work, it was more like, hey, if you do that, you're going to jail. It's more like, well, how does it make you feel when you're carrying a gun? I think what CBT has allowed me to understand is, if I'm not building the muscle for you to think, feel, and do on your own, I'm doing you a disservice, because I'm not gonna be with you for the rest of your life.
Let's go back a few steps though. What was the initial feeling when she told you to do that?
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, okay.
That's a good one. Asking good, open-ended questions allows the young person to kind of like talk a little bit more. And in some ways, it makes them feel lighter. That's growth.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have dealt with that the same way like 5-6 years ago?
No.
We're only as good as the community. There's no such thing as one entity or one organization that's gonna be successful without collaboration.
The bulk of our referrals are coming from law enforcement organizations, and so there's no doubt that the referrals that we're getting are precisely the guys and the young women that are at the center of violence.
I fell in love with it from the moment I heard the concept, being research-driven, being interactive, being relentless. I didn't know what the word relentless was until about a year into it. And then I'm like, they're relentless.
Part of our outreach to our partners is not only to develop a wraparound culture around young people, it's also to help our partners to understand young people better. It's also about helping young people to understand law enforcement a little bit better.
Roca has definitely changed policing in Boston. The future of policing is working with organizations like Roca that is dedicated to providing tools to young men and women.
I have a young female who lives in Boston. She definitely needs structure.
Okay, thank you for thinking about us. If it's a referral, all you need to do is the intake, the address, the phone number, and we'll go track her down. How do we inspire? How do we add a little flame of hope? And then how do we continue to grow that flame? I'm really thankful for staff that choose to do this work, and also thankful for the young men that entrust us with their safety and their well-being, and saying, you know what, I'm gonna give you guys a chance because I trust you to be vulnerable, to let you lead, and show me there's a different way of life than what I'm used to.